Hey, you guys, it's Chef Alicia, and we are at the Children's Library, and it's so amazing. And it's Vito and Vera going green. And what does that mean? I've got the Vito and Vera team here, and we want you to know that we're able to hang out with each other and not wear masks because we're all vaccinated. So we're taking everything really serious, but yet we can hang out with each other because we're vaccinated. The Culinary Dream Team with me tonight is Jan Wall. 30 years, I fell out when she said that tonight, experience at UAMS as a dietitian. Right now, she is specializing with diabetic patients. All 30 years. Oh, excuse me, all 30 years have been with diabetic patients. So if you're a diabetic patient and you're online with us, the queen is here. We also have Gilbert Barrera, who wears many sombreros. Today, he is our mixologist, and we're super excited about his cocktail for tonight. Our focus is on local, seasonal, organic food. We're cooking all plant-based. You'll see stuff in your kit that will freak you out a little. Just try to relax. If you have questions, you can reach out to us, and we'll kind of trudge on together. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to make our quinoa. We're going to work on the strawberry pistachio quinoa salad first. So you're going to need to walk to your stove, and you're going to need to get 2 cups of water for 1 cup of quinoa. Okay, so your quinoa is white, mine's tricolored, but in order to cook quinoa, it's 1 part quinoa, 2 parts water. Jan, do you want to talk to us about quinoa and how amazing it is?
It's a wonderful grain that actually is a good source of fiber, good source of protein, a lot of antioxidants, just a superfood basically, because it contains all of the 9 essential amino acids, which our body needs for keeping our cells healthy, keeping our muscles healthy. So tissue health.
So the idea that if you're eating plant-based, you're not getting enough protein is what?
Debunked.
It's debunked in the children's kitchen right now.
Yes,
so you guys right now should have your stove on. Oops, wrong burner. You should have your stove on, and you should have a pan. And remember, we have 2 cups of water because we're cooking 1 cup of quinoa. So we want it to kind of boil. And that'll be great. Okay, that's good. Don't do that at home. Right, perfect. So we'll get the quinoa cooking first, and then we're gonna go ahead and while you're letting that heat up, you're also gonna start your oven that just went off. And we got our set at 350 degrees. Because while our quinoa is cooking, we're going to go ahead and make our cookies. And we just want to say again to you guys out there, if you're in the weeds, a kitchen term like, oopsie, I don't know what's going on, you just have to let us know and we're going to regroup. I don't want you to be behind, and I want us all to cook together. Is everybody on the same page? Can we get a thumbs up, a thumbs down? So, I'm having burner issues.
So another thing about quinoa and all the wonderful nutrients that it contains, the fiber will feed the microbiome, which is really important now with all the fast food and junk food that Americans eat. We don't have a healthy microbiome. And so it makes digesting food and absorbing all those wonderful nutrients more difficult when your biome is not healthy. And that's all the flora in the gut, basically. It's going to feed that flora.
Okay, and I think Jan too is going to talk about why eating plant-based is good for the environment, because CALS is honoring the earth for all of April. And we want to talk about that we source locally and how that helps the environment. And talk about what you were sharing with us when we were prepping. That's an amazing story about the hamburger.
We do have a question from the audience. So if you did not get a kit, you can go to Be Mighty Little Rock's Instagram, and all the recipes are listed there. So make sure you check that out if you did not get a recipe kit. The recipes are on Instagram.
And the reason why we didn't use paper recipes other than this one that Chef has is because we're really mindful about using paper and having waste. So yes, definitely you can get the recipes online.
So a plant-powered diet, we're not necessarily trying to turn everyone into vegans, but what Alicia was alluding to is just a fact that I had shared earlier today. If you eat an average fast food hamburger, one hamburger every day for a year, the emissions are equivalent to driving a car across the United States 2.5 times. That is about 9,600 miles. Whereas the equivalent amount in beans, it's 96 miles. So all the emissions from a car driving that many miles across the United States, you can see how detrimental it is for greenhouse gas and basically warming the environment.
And I think we have to talk too about how our strawberries came from heifer, and that's local, and that we're supporting our local farmers, and that helps as well.
Well, and of course, when you're sourcing locally, your food is fresher. I mean, the time that it takes to get out of the ground to your table is decreased substantially. If you're having food shipped from California or the far coast, with us being more in the center, they're not picking the food at its peak. They can't, because it won't make the trip without spoiling. So they are picking fruits and vegetables that are underripe, and oftentimes they use gas to ripen them. Have you ever picked up a tomato from the grocery store and it looks red? You think it's going to be good. You cut into it, it has no flavor. When you're sourcing locally, you're going to have fruits and vegetables that taste wonderful, and that's going to make you want to eat plant-based.
And I think that's something that Vito and Vera does as far as our meals to go. We get our food from the farmers on Thursday and we deliver it on Monday. So we have a 4-day turnaround. Okay, so coming back to quinoa. So your water should be boiling now. And you're gonna go ahead. You've got 2 cups of water, it's boiling. You've got 1 cup of quinoa. You're just gonna drop it in there and do a little shake and just let it boil. So if you've never cooked quinoa before, it's super easy. You can't mess it up. You just need to wait for it to explode a little bit and to have the kernel, or is it the endo? What is it called? That just comes out. But we'll show you guys. So you should be here. If you're cooking with us right now, you should be at this step, and then we're going to go to cookie land. Okay. All right. So wow, and we're gonna multitask like a chef, because that's what we're doing. So we've got our quinoa going. We've got our stove at 350 degrees. And right now we're gonna make the cookie base. So if you guys wanna get your gluten-free oats out and your peanut butter, we'll make the base of the cookie. Jan, can you get the sheet pan out with the... So you guys should have gluten-free oats, and we're gonna drop 2 cups into our bowl, right? We're gonna mix it with the half a cup of the peanut butter that you guys have in your kits, and if you don't, oh, maybe not. Hold on, let me get a spoon.
I failed to mention quinoa is also gluten-free.
It's what?
Gluten-free.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thought I missed something I didn't know. Okay, so we're adding to your cookie base, we've got the oats, we're adding the peanut butter, and this is real peanut butter, as in roasted peanuts put in a blender. You don't have to do that. We just kind of go above and beyond. And we're gonna make the base of the cookie. And you see your quinoa is boiling a lot, so you kind of want to turn it down a little. This stove is freaking me out a little. And you can really see that. So we're gonna go ahead and mix the gluten-free oats, the peanut butter, and the 2 large bananas. And you guys have bananas in your kits as well. Is everybody feeling like they're with me so far? Can you see?
Yeah, so put it in the chat. Let us know how you're doing. You could also take yourself off mute and let us know how it's going at home.
And they, at the library, they have a compost container. Can you tell us about the compost? Because we're saving all of our waste to put in the compost container.
We're basically collecting any of the scraps, any of the peels, the greens, although you can't eat the greens, actually, to compost them to enrich the soil.
Okay, so you guys were mixing all this in there. And the banana is a replacement for this. So we've got oats, banana, and we're gonna mix the jam. And you guys, the jam that came in the packet came from Barnhill, sorry. Barnhill, and it's homemade jam, so it's like amazing. So I want you guys to really appreciate it when you open it up and kind of look at it. All right. All right, so we're gonna add the strawberry jam and then a cup of strawberries, and we've kind of got them meased a little bit over here. Got the jam, I'm gonna want to put that in. Everything's so sticky. Okay. My jam's not the good jam because I gave the jam to y'all. I do not have that. Just like you know. So I'm gonna check the quinoa as well, and you can see that I kind of ran a little bit out of water. Don't freak out and just add a bit more water.
Used in a lot of recipes because it's not an overpowering flavor. So it can be used in dessert recipes like this. It also can be used as a grain or in salads.
Yeah, I want to put a glove because I'm going to get into this. Thank you. So we're going to make the base of the cookie. Thank you, Jan. And then it will be time. I know everybody's ready for a drink. And then Gil will take over and make our drink, and that'll be amazing. How many people got the gin to add to their drink, or how many people are making mocktails? Thank you.
I got I think we have vodka. Will that work?
I think so. Mocktails on
Mocktail.
some.
Okay. All right, so now it's really coming around. That is good. So then I'm going to add some of these strawberries, and they're amazing. I'm just going to put it into the bottom of that.
Debbie says gin.
Gin. Debbie, I know. We're using Rocktown, and maybe you should talk to us about like the Rocktown gin and tell us a little bit about like where we're going.
Yeah, sure. So first and foremost, I'm a really big fan of gin. I know bourbon's been really in style for the past 20 years or so, but gin is basically the first flavored vodka. We have a wonderful distillery here in town, and it's called Rocktown if you've never been. They make this seasonal gin. It's called Feast in the Field. And this is a collaboration that they have between themselves and Heifer. Typically, I haven't actually done my research this year, but typically they take Heifer strawberries, which we're featuring pretty heavily, obviously on the menu, and they add that to their brew, to their distill, and they create this wonderful kind of strawberry flavored gin. And if you get close, you can see that's why it's tinted. So because they are partnering with Heifer, and also because this is local and we're trying to keep everything as local as possible, that's why I've chosen this gin. But there are many different gins that are out there. I encourage you to try whatever works for you. If for some reason you're not a gin person, of course, vodka is absolutely acceptable. Mocktails are also acceptable too. So just add whatever you think works best for your flavor profile.
Excellent. Thank you.
If somebody wants to do a mocktail, how can they adapt the recipe?
Yeah, so the key behind going from a spirit to a mocktail is it's almost like Chef Alicia would say, you add a different kind of texture or different sensation. So what I usually try to do is I will add sparkling water because that gives you a nice little kind of burn sensation from the carbonic acid that's in the carbonation, right? And that kind of simulates the taste of alcohol and how that feels on your palate.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so you guys should have the base of the cookie mix done. So we've got the oats. I put a little of the jam. We're supposed to wait to put the jam on the top, but I put a little because everything is too dry. And I put some of the strawberries. So we're gonna make 8 balls like this and put it on our cookie sheet. I went ahead and put parchment paper because I don't want to do dishes. But if you don't have parchment paper, you can use foil and that'll work too. So we're making cookies. This should yield 8 of the cookies. And we're gonna make the bases, then we're gonna apply the jam and then put the fresh strawberries on the top.
Where's going?
I said, Jan, do you want to put gloves on and help?
We should guess what I found you. Some jam.
Thank you.
He's
That's
the
amazing.
jam.
Then we can be appropriate in the
There you go.
directions.
You're the real jam.
He is the real jam, that he wears many sombreros.
We love him. So strawberries actually are on the low side for carbohydrate. They tend to be diabetes friendly.
I'm supposed to make 8. It's not looking that way. Go ahead.
And I put gloves on your mouth.
That's okay, Jan. You can kind of help. We'll make them a little smaller. These are plus size.
But I'll say that strawberries with their fiber, they also feed the microbiome. And so pretty much everything that we're making tonight is not only going to taste good, but it's extremely healthy for you.
And using the oats, and these are old time oats, they're not the fast ones. And that has a lot more nutrition.
Soluble fiber.
And we're all about fiber. And if are there any diabetics out there watching us? Because we really modified the ingredients to suit you guys so that you could really enjoy sweet treats and not raise your blood sugar, as well as adding tons of fiber to help do with
Blood
the
sugar down.
Yep.
Soluble fiber can blunt the post-eating blood sugar actually. But berries in general, as far as fruit goes, they tend to be better tolerated by people with blood sugar issues.
Okay, so you guys, you should have, that's my special little one. You guys should have all this on your cookie sheet with getting ready to go in the oven. We'll give you a couple minutes to catch up. We're also checking our quinoa, and our quinoa is still cooking, but yet maybe needing a little bit more fluid. And just know when I cook quinoa at home, I'm always using vegetable broth, because I'm 100% about bringing flavor to a dish. And anytime you add vegetable broth, it helps so much. Today, not so much. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. No, we're not, sorry. We're gonna put the jam on in the strawberries, and then we're gonna make the crumble, then we'll put it in the oven. Okay, perfect. Glad I'm knowing the recipes. After the fact. Okay, so we have our cookies out. We're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the jam and we'll spread it, and it's actually working. Thank you, Gil. And then we're gonna put some of the strawberries on top. You could help with strawberries since you have gloves on, Jan. Thank you. It's a team effort here at the library. You think you could find another packet in that extra one, maybe?
There's some in the refrigerator.
Jam?
Yes.
And put like a lot of, we don't want to be shy.
About what, the strawberries?
Mhm.
They gotta stay in.
So beautiful.
No, and the strawberries were amazing. Heifer, they grew the strawberries for you and us. They're organic. I went out there, I visited them. They were amazing. And if you're not eating strawberries now in Arkansas, like you're missing out. Definitely for that. I love how everything appears magically. So hopefully you guys have enough of the jam to go ahead and spread it out like this. And we're gonna make the crumble to go on top, and then we're gonna make cocktails because I, for one, am ready for a cocktail. But everybody's doing good, so let's just kind of check in to everybody. We're doing good. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I think so.
Let us know in the chat how y'all are doing.
Yes, we have to know that.
Good. I hear a good.
Good. Okay.
I'm doing great, but I can't see anybody or quite tell. So far, so good.
Uh-oh. Can't see anybody.
Did she have a question?
She's doing good, but she can't see anybody.
Can't see. What?
It'll be fine, Chef.
All right, moving on. So Jan is doing amazing with the strawberries, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about the crumb topping.
We have a question from the audience.
Right.
They want to know where you can get the jams.
Barnhill
Farms.
Orchards and
Yeah,
their
it's amazing
farm in
farm.
Lone Oak. And not only, and we're gonna give a secret away. I bought, Gil loves jalapeno, so I bought him the
Yes.
strawberry jalapeno
Delicious.
jam. It
Spicy
was
better.
amazing. Amazing, perfect. Okay, you guys, so we're moving on to the crumb topping, and I want you to look at your ingredients. You're using 2 different flours that maybe you don't know anything about, almond and coconut flour. I really want you to smell the coconut flour. It's amazing. And this is gluten-free, and we always cook gluten-free because we have a lot of clients who are gluten-free, so we honor them. But go ahead and open up your coconut container, and I want you to smell it before you mix that 1/2 cup of almond flour with the coconut flour. Are people smelling it? Yeah. It just, I mean, you guys
Everybody's-
smell it? It smells amazing.
Coconut flour is lovely. Smell of it.
Yeah. So we're adding all that flour in this little bowl.
That's so cute, by the way.
I know, of the bowl.
That's really.
Williams Sonoma plasticware.
Oh,
Do we have
Melanie.
all this, and it was on sale. Yes,
Yes, it is.
it's that Mel or whatever.
Melamine.
Yes, we love that. It was on sale.
Shador.
So we're also adding sweetener, and we're adding the maple syrup. Do you want to get the maple syrup and bring the brands out? You guys, we are using low glycemic monk fruit in our sweetener, in our maple syrup, as well as in our confectioner's sugar. And if you're a diabetic, or maybe you don't want the extra calories, these are the brands. I ordered these from Amazon. So everything comes from Amazon. But this is at Whole Foods as well. And this really helps. We do a lot of our sweet programs with Vito and Vera, and we do this so that people that have diabetes can enjoy our stuff. Okay, perfect.
So monk fruit is a fruit from Southeast Asia. It's a little round fruit. And to get the sugar, the monk fruit sugar, they basically remove the peel, take the seeds out, and mash it. And they collect the liquid that comes out of it and dry it into a powder form. It is 100 to 200 times sweeter than sugar. It is 0 calorie. It has soluble fiber as well. So again, it actually could have some heart healthy advantages.
I'll take a little of the maple syrup as well. So you guys, we're making the crumb topping, and we've mixed the flour. We mixed a little bit of the sugar. We've got the vanilla extract, and I understand that maybe some of the vanilla extract spilled out of the kits. So you might have to use your own. And we're gonna go ahead and mix it with this huge spoon.
It'll make them smell good.
Yes.
Someone asked, is there a substitute for coconut flour?
Almond flour?
Almond flour or any kind of alternative, or you could use regular flour if you're not gluten-free. And I need the, okay. So we're gonna work also with coconut oil, and usually it should be melted by now, but we're gonna go ahead and zap it because we wanna make a crumble for this. We have a microwave. Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't watch this.
Yes.
Everyone knows how to
This is
work.
happening.
Everyone knows how to work a microwave. So we'll just look at the strawberries.
So you do, yeah, so you want to go ahead and you want it to You want it to melt a little bit because we are making that crumble. So, and once we put this in, then we will go ahead and put it in the oven, and then we'll make our drink, and that will be amazing. So in the crumble, and I think maybe just like a little water in there.
Alicia, it looked like it was melted with the white rice, like I opened it. Do you want to continue cooking it?
No, I want it to be, I could take it.
Okay.
Thank you. It's another
Someone-
sombrero.
Okay, someone asked, is the monk fruit like a white paste in the kit, or is it more solid? Kind of like
It should
sugar.
be, we have two types. It should look just like sugar. That's
Yeah,
that's not
This
the
is
right
the powdered sugar.
powdered sugar, but it's the
Where's the
other
other
one. Well, here it is, stuff. You guys, it looks exactly like
Yeah, it's a powder.
Yeah.
sugar.
Was there coconut oil in the kit?
There's coconut oil and coconut milk, and that's for our glaze.
That's the white paste.
Yeah, the white paste is the coconut.
Coconut oil. Coconut oil is solid at room temperature.
Coconut oil, sorry.
So see, we're making it
Wonderful
crumble, and
moisture.
it's crumbling-ish.
Get extra, put it on your elbows.
Is it?
The coconut oil.
Okay. Yes, you're right about that. So everybody's with us, and you've mixed all the flour, you added the vanilla, you added the oil, which is our fat, right? And then we're gonna crumble it on top. Jan is, because she has gloves on. Now it starts really smelling good to me. And see, now it's crumbly. And I would add more vanilla because like you can't go wrong with more vanilla, but that's just. All right, Jan, do you want to use your hands or do you want to use the spoon? Okay, I'm gonna check on the quinoa. And quinoa is gonna be done perfect timing. Then it will just cool when you're making your drink.
I love how you make dessert first. Too. That's always fun.
Well, actually, alcohol comes first, but not today.
We had a very passionate argument about that.
Yes, we did, and I won. But
I know.
there's a method to our madness. We gotta stay, we gotta keep doing it. And we are gonna make a glaze for this, but we're gonna wait till after we've had a cocktail to make our glaze, and that'll be good. And that will be the powdered sugar, again, with the coconut milk. And here's the coconut milk. You should have a lot of play in it. Wow, Jen, they look amazing. Thank you.
So beautiful.
Get up there.
Oh, this
And
is
quinoa is
good.
like, looks good too, so we're kind of on point. I'm good, happy with that. I'll put it in the oven since I don't have, all right, so your quinoa should be approaching done. And you can see the kernels opening up, and you can see a little bit of what, when you can see through it, what's that word?
Translucent.
It's translucent. So you can see that. So I'm happy with my quinoa. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it off and I'm just gonna let it hang out while I cook the cookies and make a drink. All right. So then we're gonna put our cookies that look amazing. Putting it in the oven, and the directions say 15 to 18 minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and just keep checking on them. I'm working in a convection oven. You might not be, so we'll kind of touch base and check with each other. They look really good. I'm surprised. That was a breeze. All right. Thank you. We can move on to cocktail time.
Right.
Yay!
Cocktails and dreams.
It's about darn time. Okay, so within your kit, there are several ingredients. The cocktail that we're making tonight is called a strawberry business. So before I get started, just a brief history about where this cocktail came from and why we're making it. This is a variation of the bee's knees, which is a classic cocktail. I don't know if people know much about gin. You know, I said a little bit about it earlier, but back whenever we were in Prohibition, many people made many different types of gins. That's where the whole term bathtub gin comes from. In fact, there's a brand called bathtub gin. And the way they would disguise the disgusting taste of these homemade gins was by creating all these delicious cocktails like an aviation and a bee's knees. So the bee's knees is basically lemon. So that's your citrus. And you, instead of using a simple syrup, gins pair really well with a honey syrup. So that's what we're going to use for our business. So the difference between a bee's knees and a business is simply the citrus. So if you switch out the lemon juice for lime juice, it's called a business. So basically the same thing. So it's a play on words, right? Bee's knees versus business. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take 4 strawberries for 1 serving for each serving of the cocktail that you're making. And here's where the path diverges a little bit. If you're making a mocktail, you're gonna take 1 ounce of your citrus juice, which is either lime or lemon juice. And you're gonna take 1 ounce of your honey syrup, and you're gonna pour that on top of the strawberries. So I've got a handy dandy jigger. 1, 1. Okay. Now, if you are using a spirit, now's the time to add your spirit to your mix. I'm also going to make a mocktail because we have someone who cannot drink right now. But I'm gonna show you a secret. So this right here is going to help flavor your gin if you are not spirit free, and you're going to add 2 ounces of the gin.
Does the gin smell like strawberries?
You tell me.
See,
It's hard to tell with so many strawberries around.
I feel like it looks tinted strawberry.
It is tinted.
I don't really get that it smells ginny. Does it smell
Well,
like
thank
strawberry?
God it smells like booze. All right, so I'm gonna muddle these strawberries and let them sit. And then we're gonna move on to the spirit-free mocktail, which is very similar. You're just gonna take a muddler. If you don't have a muddler, you can use a spoon, you can use a meat grinder, you can use anything that will make these strawberries mush. So you want to get a good consistency. So it looks like this. And just let it sit for a few seconds. And let this sit and hang out until I make the, again, would you bring this off for me? Yep. The spirit-free
We
cocktail.
have a question.
Okay.
Did you add lemon juice?
So I actually, I like to vary. So one of the things about Vito and Vera is we like to customize. And so I know we have recipes and we try to follow them, and you have a recipe, but I like to customize. So I actually mix my citruses, and more because I ran out of lime and lemon, so I just combine them both. It's totally fine, whatever citrus you use. I would stick with either a lemon or a lime. Meyer lemons are wonderful also, by the way. So for a spirit-free cocktail, 1 ounce and 1 ounce, 1 ounce of citrus juice, 1 ounce of the honey syrup.
And you made a special honey syrup because you added strawberries to that as well today, didn't you?
I did. So that we would have a special treat here in the kitchen for all of our hard work. I actually, I took some of these strawberries that Alicia gave me and I macerated them in honey. So a lot of people don't know that you can actually macerate strawberries in honey. You can also macerate them in stevia if you're going for a low sugar option. And so whenever you macerate strawberries, it brings that juice, just comes screaming out. So almost made our own kind of honey syrup by just macerating the strawberries.
And I think too that everybody should know that we were really mindful when we were creating cocktails, and we bought a local honey. And Jan will tell you why it's important to keep a local honey.
When the bees are actually gathering their honey from local flowers and you're consuming the honey, typically a raw honey, not highly processed, it could actually potentially reduce your allergens to certain pollens that are local. So if you're getting honey from too far away, they'll have different plants, different flowers, and may not have the same effect. Honey in general, though, it has an antiseptic. It has, you can actually put honey on a burn and it'll help heal a burn. A lot of good health properties with honey. With my daughter's boyfriend, he lives in Spain. He takes a tablespoon of honey a day because it's supposed to boost your immune system. So,
And supporting local honey, I think that's so super important. Plus, if you remember all the stuff that came out when they took the honey off the grocery store and found that it was just a bunch of different types clumped together and there wasn't a lot of authenticity. So we're all about supporting our local people, and I think it makes everything amazing. back together.
All right. So now that you've let either your mocktail or your cocktail sit, ours magically multiplied because I made enough for all three of us to drink. And I'd be more than happy to make one for the ladies who are graciously, yes, absolutely. filming
It's a
for us.
one-handed camera operation.
So one thing that people don't remember much about cocktails is the ice is actually an ingredient. It's not necessary to chill your cocktail. It does have also that effect, but you want to add ice because that water that's added to the cocktail is very important. That's what kind of dilutes some of the strength of the flavors that you're adding to it. So now that I've added my ice, and you're seeing me right here, I'm giving it a stir before I touch the alcohol. You're just gonna stir it. If you are cocktail free, you're gonna open your club soda. And I just usually do this by eye, and that's about 1.5 ounces or 1 shot of,
That's a zhuzh.
it's a zhuzh,
That's
yes.
a zhuzh of sparkling.
Take it to the rim.
So to honor our special guest who is spirit free, I'm gonna go ahead and serve her. One thing I wanted to mention, you will see cocktails where when you're muddling fruit, especially like strawberries, they'll want you to strain it. I'm a big believer in let's just get the extra fiber. Like, why not, right? You're losing a lot of nutritional value, and I mean, what better way to feel good about yourself than to add some fiber and nutritional value to your cocktail or mocktail?
Like
Just-
adding the salad part in a
Right,
salad.
Exactly.
it's a healthy part.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Oh, got it.
So you just strain it to a glass, add an ice cube or two, and I'm just gonna float it with some lime, strawberry topper, because of course we're crazy about strawberries. I'm gonna slap some mint that I got from my garden, which is not in your kit, but I just love it because it smells delicious, and serve it to our spirit-free guests.
Aw, she's full of the spirit free.
Now for the serious business over here,
Yes, we are not mocktailing over here.
no, we are not.
We are taking her alcohol and ours.
Go ahead and add ice to my glasses.
And then you'll make one for the camera.
Absolutely.
I
One more
want them to
whirl.
enjoy it.
With that smooth shot.
Look really good.
Those cookies are smelling really
They
good.
really are. That's why I had to go peep at them. I feel really good about
Ooh,
them. How
smells
they
good.
look.
This would be good if you were in realty. You could cook these cookies before someone came over.
Oh, to show the house
Mhm.
with that vanilla smell.
It's delicious.
And really talk about what you're using for the garnish. And we made Jan eat a strawberry top to tell us how it was because we want to recycle, we want to reuse.
So in the spirit of being zero waste and making sure that you honor the entire strawberry, a lot of people don't understand that you really can't actually eat the green on top of it. I know it doesn't sound appetizing. There are many different vegetables that you can eat the green. And because you can, because it's edible, and because we want to be as zero waste as possible, we're also using strawberry toppers as garnish.
And we'll also put the rest in the compost. And then we've got our, where's our compost thing that was here? Oh, it's down under here. Well, don't, it's down over there.
And then voila. There you go.
Perfect.
Ah,
Okay, so does everybody at home have their mocktail or cocktail? And then they tell me, sorry.
Oh, wait.
don't feel sorry.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
We want you guys to take a picture of your drinks and your food, and we want you to post it to our Instagram at Vito and Vera. We're gonna do a drawing tonight of the people who post their drinks or their food, and then you'll get, I'm making fresh strawberry bars that are amazing, and we'll deliver that to you. But I think that we want to just say salute to everybody at home. Salute to my amazing team and my mocktail gal, and we'll take care of the camera.
Cheers,
crew.
cheers,
Absolutely.
cheers. Well, cheers our camera.
This is good. Really good. Okay. All right,
I might
so
have broken off, but that's okay.
I'll let you make theirs, and then we'll move on. So you guys, let's just kind of touch base on where we're at. Our quinoa is amazing. It's done. It's cooked. You can You can see that it's open, you can see it's translucent, and you can see that it's done. So we're happy with that. Checked on that. Next thing, I would advise you to go to the oven. Hopefully your kitchen is smelling amazing like ours is. I'm gonna go ahead and walk over here and look one more time. Thank you for the drink, Gil.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I love making drinks.
It's looking really good. Hopefully everybody's at home. I probably want to raise a little bit more. Seems like it's a steak in. Okay. So I just raised the temperature in our oven, even though we're convection. So convection, not convection. I just wanted to get a little bit more crisp. We're going to return to the land of our strawberry pistachio quinoa, and we're going to make the vinaigrette. Hopefully you guys can see as we make the vinaigrette that you can make your own salad dressing. There's no need to buy salad dressing and have all the preservatives. You can go ahead and make it. And we're going to use olive oil. We've got red wine vinegar. This should all be in your kit. Red wine vinegar. Okay. Dried oregano. And I have a Mexican oregano at home, and I put that in there as well. Perfect. A little bit of sugar. And a little bit of salt. I just brought my salt mix from home. It's not rocket science. Just taste it. And then a little bit of pepper as well. I've got pepper. And we're going to whisk the vinaigrette. So I brought my whisk. And you guys are just making the dressing, right? And it's coming together. I want you to taste it and make sure that everything is balanced. So the olive oil is the fat, the acid is the red wine vinegar, and then you've got salt and pepper, and then you've got sweet of the sugar. So you should have a little spoon or something and be able to taste it. Okay. So, and that just lets you know it is not right. So I'm going to bring more salt. And I also brought some smoked salt because I have secrets. Okay. And then I'm also going to put some bacon salt in there. Not real bacon. For the plant-based people, not real bacon. Bacon flavored. And honestly, that's what makes our Vito and Vera green so amazing is our smoked salt. 100%. And so now it looks a lot prettier. Right? Okay. So we've got our vinaigrette. We've got our quinoa, and we're going to bring everything together with our red onion and our plant-based feta. So everybody who got a kit, I know you're freaking out. Your cheese is not dairy, but you're going to be okay. So I'm showing you right now, it's a plant-based feta cheese. You should taste it. You should try it and see the benefits. We're dairy-free-ish. And we mostly try not to use a lot of dairy, but we're finding with the new products that are coming out, you can be dairy-free and not be sad about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our salad, our strawberry quinoa salad together. We have pistachios. You guys who got kits have shells on them. You do not want to eat the shells. You need to take them out. I brought a mortar and pestle, and I'm gonna smash them. Get rid of a lot of anger. And that's great. And because you want it to be smaller, you do not want to break a tooth on your pistachio with your quinoa. So I'm using my mortar and pestle and just kind of breaking it up. Is everybody kind of where I'm at?
Just know in the chat how you're doing.
Yeah, wait. They're still on the drink going. Okay. Now it's gonna all go. All right, so we're gonna mix our vinaigrette, our pistachio, and our quinoa together in a bowl. Thank you, Jan. I see you. And honestly, if you've done everything right and are living a good life, your quinoa ought to be okay, and you should be able to dump it. And holla, just worked. Okay. Glad it worked. Okay, so we're gonna add the pistachio. We're gonna crumble Okay.
I'm
Wanna go
on.
ahead?
I'm on. Go live for a minute.
Yeah.
Take your camera off for just a sec.
Okay.
So
Battery, I have left. It's okay, we'll switch it out. It'll be just fine. We're just fine. We're just putting on gloves. It's gonna be a magic trick.
We'll be right back, y'all.
do you want to, Jan, you want to switch those?
It'll go
more?
up by itself. It will.
Want to crumble this?
Then make it come back. Straight to that. We start now, we can just do it again. Yeah, so back for more.
All right, you guys. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that feta, and it's a plant-based feta. I'm going ahead and mixing it with the quinoa. I'm going to use my hands. I have gloves. I feel okay with all that. This salad can be served cold. It can be hot, or it can be room temperature. My quinoa is still hot, so I'm going with the hot version.
And it's great the next day too.
For leftovers and take for lunch, for
Mhm.
sure. Thanks, Dan. You got it.
There's some good
Yes.
mush in there.
Yeah. So now we have like a little bit of dust. Hopefully, our people at home are probably still shelling their pistachios. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of bring it together.
Do you have any quick tips for shelling?
No, I do not.
Just
Just buy them on shelves.
get a friend. Get a friend.
Buy them on shelves. No, I don't ever say that. Right, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use some of our strawberries, but I'm gonna be mindful that I don't really want to eat big hunks. So I'm just gonna kind of come in and chop it a little bit and make it a little bit smaller in size. Try not to cut my finger off on live TV.
Your fingers will stay on.
Well,
And the
because the
children-
glove, because
and
the
the-
glove just took me to the hospital.
That's right. And the Children's Library Kitchen is lucky. We're lucky like that.
Yeah. So we're really going to use our eyes because yes, we have recipes, but recipes are just the roadmap of where you should go. You should use your eyes. I can see in my bowl right now that, wow, maybe I want a little bit more of my feta. My pistachio looks like it's on point and bringing the protein as well as the crunch. And that's what we talked about. Like, why would they add so much protein to it? Because we needed a crunch because everything else is mushy. Okay. So you've got your strawberries kind of chopped pretty good.
So pistachios actually have a high amount of protein compared to other nuts. It's highest second to almonds.
Oh.
And it's lower in calories. You can eat more pistachios. I mean, 2 pecans, 50 calories. You can eat 20 pistachios. And so
And they're cheaper, aren't they? Not the unshelled like chef buys. So the purple onion is beyond intoxicating. And I'm just bringing it together. We've got the fresh, where's the fresh basil? And I'm gonna add that.
Cilantro.
It was like a, yeah, let's just bring some of that over. You guys don't have basil, don't be jealous. You can go outside to your garden and pull some.
I did.
If you're not growing herbs, you should be. It's super amazing. And I think Debbie can talk about it because her garden is amazing.
Oops, we've got a great garden here too.
Yes.
You do.
And also, I really want you guys to speak to the fact that you're putting free food out there. Like when I was bringing my stuff in today, for anybody to come by and pick up, or collard greens. I
Yeah.
love collard greens.
Yes.
And the Gil was like, what is that? I was like, that's collard. You can come by this library. They are donating food and greens and stuff grown in the greenhouse. You have to come. First of all, you have to come here, period. But
yes. Thank you.
for the greens and everything like that, their gardening system here is amazing. So I've got fresh basil because I just want to zhuzh a little bit and bring like a fresh herb to it. Make it a little bit more upscale. And otherwise it's looking good. So you guys should be right with me, right? We've got the quinoa.
Patrice put 2 lettuce emojis because she grew that lettuce.
Oh, good. think it's really good. So then I'm gonna go ahead and whisk it in, and I'm not gonna use all the oil because I'm gonna really want to taste it before I add more in there. And I'm gonna come again with the salt and with the pepper after I use my tasting spoon. And this is made out of sweet potatoes, the tasting spoon, which I think is amazing.
So you can eat it? No, I'm teasing.
No, okay. Perfection. This is really good. Kel Surprise. I want you guys to taste it. I think the pistachios really bring a great flavor and a great nuttiness. Oh, we got a little, the cookies are coming along.
It got crispy.
Okay. I'll just finish it with a little bit of salt, a little pepper, bacon, salt, and I'll zhuzh it around, and then I'll have Gil taste test it because he is the taste tester. Okay, I'll just be happy with that. Okay. I'm gonna add more strawberries because I think it needs it. Otherwise, it's really nice.
I can't believe that's nicely said. Wow.
A little bit of salt, a little bit more pepper, but I think it's really good. And maybe a little bit more onion too, because I have extra. And I'll add onion and I'll have Jan taste it. And I've got a bunch of purple onion that's prepped that's just knock you out, the smell of it. Isn't that good? This is
So good.
y'all, this is a keeper recipe. Did you make the girls? They have their drinks? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yours is behind me.
Okay, please just go ahead that way.
Pardon the pan out.
And I'll just add some more strawberries. So really what I'm hoping that you guys are seeing is we're using strawberries in 3 ways. It's savory as well as sweet and cocktail based. So
I got a comment on the mixology. It was delicious.
Mona Barrett, quit commenting on
Mm.
Isn't that great?
That is wonderful.
I'm real happy with all that.
This could be like a really good picnic salad too.
Yes, and now since we're all going out,
Thank you.
that it's a good thing, okay? Jan can try and then we'll move on.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, I'm real happy with that. You want to try too, Erin?
Sure.
And last one,
Yeah.
perfect. Right, so, and it's pretty. I mean, it's a lot of color. It took 3 seconds. The quinoa was the worst of the things. And otherwise it looks great. Great. All right, so our cookies are done. Are your cookies done?
Let them burn.
They are looking good. It was looking a little suspect over there, but we seem to have recouped okay.
You got some powdered sugar just in case.
Yes, we're gonna make a powdered sugar glow. Okay. So everybody, let's just regroup right now and kind of see where everybody's at. We're ready to move on and make our salsa. Is everybody with us?
Not quite.
Got
but
everybody with
I'm-
us?
So if you're not making salsa, and for sure, if you're not making strawberry salsa, I don't even know what to tell you, especially with our strawberry heaven. And look how much we have left over. I'm super excited.
Mhm.
So we're gonna make a strawberry salsa, and it's so simple. We'll get our strawberries out, we'll get our jalapeno out, and then we'll just mix everything together. So
Alicia, what if you're not somebody who enjoys spicy peppers?
I don't think you have to use jalapenos. I think that you can just recognize that you're gonna make a salsa, and maybe you'll use the sweet peppers that are at Whole Foods, the tiny sweet ones, or maybe even just a green, or my favorite, orange or red, because we're gonna pop color. You just don't have to do a jalapeno.
But also raking the seeds in this, all the stuff from the inside out.
Well, and I will cut and I will butcher that way, and I will go ahead and clean the seeds out. We don't put the seeds in there because we're worried about people and they're spicy. We like stuff spicy. Maybe other people don't. But we like to bring the heat. Gil really likes to bring the heat more than anybody. All right, so you guys, let's go ahead and move on to our strawberry salsa. And just like they said,
Oh, somebody cheated and made their salsa early. Smart
and
move.
how was it? since
How
you-
is it?
It is absolutely delicious.
One more time.
Absolutely delicious.
Absolutely
Oh,
delicious.
did Debbie make it early? Who made it early?
It was. Say your name. Say your name.
My name's Jessica.
Jessica, thank you.
Show
Jessica.
us your salsa.
It is almost gone. But here,
Wow.
let me take myself off video. And that is all that's left, if you can see it. I had to tilt my
Can you
laptop.
see her sauce?
I'm looking.
That's all that's left.
And so did you make any other changes to it, or did you keep it pretty straightforward with the recipe?
I kept it straightforward with the recipe and just left the jalapenos out for my half.
Okay. But you used the acid, you went ahead and used the acid
I did not.
with the lime and everything?
The lime, yes.
Come on.
Where's,
There she is.
where's her? Show me your salsa so I can see it. I never get to see anything. Oh, girl, it's almost gone.
Yeah.
Okay, looks good. So you guys, we're going ahead and butchering our strawberries, as well as I've already cleaned our jalapenos. So look, we took the inside out, we took the seeds out, and it's perfect. We also, if you got one of the kits, so the acid, the salt, and the pepper will help break down everything. I'll try to make it a little bit more. Is everybody on this stage now, do you think? We get.
I got a lot of hidden faces.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and do one more.
Is it back now?
Hmm?
I was asking, can they hear now? Check one, check one. All
All
right,
right,
good.
perfect. So
I hear
we've got the strawberries. I'm gonna go ahead and make I'm gonna add jalapenos to ours a little bit smaller. And then I'm just gonna do small dice on this. And we've got already hatched chili salsa in our salsa container, as well as some grain-free chips. And we'll go ahead and mix that all together. Perfect. And like Gil said, you don't have to use spicy stuff. You can go ahead and use a sweet pepper or something like that, but you want a little bit of color to it. Perfect. Just gonna mix that together. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it because I want a balance of the color. I don't want too many strawberries and I don't want too much of the pepper either. Oh, I thought that was good. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze a little lime juice in there. I'll zhuzh it with my knife because that's how professional we are. And we're just starting to break it down now. And you see it's starting to get super juicy. And I've got my super surprising bacon salt. It's not real bacon, don't freak out. As well as the smoked applewood salt. Oh yeah, I'll let
make
you have
that?
the first taste.
Do you make that or purchase that already?
I purchased that and I didn't bring the bag partly because like I could give you a lot of secrets, but I cannot give you those
Don't give us
secrets.
those.
Those are my secrets. But you can just see how it's starting to break it down and it's really coming together. I'm gonna zhuzh it with a little black pepper and then I'll drop it into our container and Gil will be our taste tester. All right, Gil. Ooh, it looks amazing.
Wow.
That
So
looks really good.
it looks basically like a strawberry pico.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Extra. Jan is gonna.
On the
partake as
face.
well.
So good.
That is.
So
on
salt,
fire.
more salt, like that's what we do. More salt, more peppers, everything okay? No more salt.
I
Says
think
it-
you should throw some cilantro on there.
Says the dietitian. Okay, and
Yum.
this is really an important lesson. You guys, I am obsessed with cilantro. I buy cilantro from one place. I'm sorry to say it's Whole Foods. I stock them and then I put it like this in my fridge. This is how you properly store cilantro. You cut the end off, you put it in a little container, you put a little water, and then you put a little plastic wrap over the top. Always, please know, the people who are picking cilantro leaves off and throwing the rest away are not right. The cilantro is flavorful from stem to leaf, so we butcher the heck out of it. We don't mind cilantro at the Vito and Vera house.
Everyone enjoys it, but we do.
There's a lot of people who have the gene that it tastes like soap, and
Yep.
thank you, it is not us. Okay. So I think that you want to go ahead and try this now. I'm gonna just use it a little. Okay. All
I
right,
think Jan should be on it.
Jan, dip your chip. And we're having grain-free chips as well.
That smells heavenly.
The cilantro
I
smells
love cilantro.
so good. Is it good now? All right. All right, you guys, so the only thing we have left to do is to make our glaze. Thank you. So I'm gonna throw my gloves away. And we're gonna return back to our coconut milk. Jan, let's talk about coconut milk and help with that.
Coconut and coconut milk, it is high in saturated fat. That is why when you pulled it out of your kit, it was solid at room temperature. Saturated fats are solid at room temperature. The type of fat in the coconut though is a medium chain triglyceride. It just means that it's processed in your body differently from other saturated fats that you might get from animal products. So it has been shown in some studies to help increase HDL cholesterol, decrease the LDL a little. Some of the superfood categories have not all been very firmly substantiated, but right now, I mean, there's a place in the diet for coconut milk, coconut oil. Just like everything else, moderation is key.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make our topping for our cookies. Let's bring those cookies forward because they look amazing. We'll try to clean up our space. We're not clean chefs, don't judge.
Want everybody to know if I accidentally sneeze, I do have a mask on.
Yes, please. So we're gonna go ahead and make the topping, and basically the topping is our coconut milk, and we're gonna add some of our 0-calorie, low glycemic powdered sugar. You guys have that in your packet. We'll just add it, zhuzh it around,
Monk fruit as well.
right? We kind of have some issues to it. I think you could probably talk about it.
So it does have sugar alcohol in it, and some people can be sensitive to the sugar alcohol. Italians say agita, basically it can cause some stomach upset. For some people, rolling cramps, if you have too much of it, it can cause diarrhea. We, of course, are not using that much to just drizzle over the top.
We're
of this
zhuzhing.
foam. Yeah.
Once again. And so you guys should be able to mix your coconut milk with that and then make your glaze. And we have groovy little brushes, which makes me feel like a baker, which I'm not. Now shush, because that's fancy. Woo! Every once in a while, I kind of pull it out.
It's that strawberry cocktail.
I know.
Exactly.
I believe that's what it was. So you guys, how amazing is everything? I mean, we cooked in less than an hour. We're on point with time. Okay, well, we
It's
cooked
worth
on point. We cooked on point with time, and we made 3 different dishes that were really amazing. So what we would like to see from you guys, first of all, is follow us on Instagram with Vito and Vera. 100% show me your food, because when I get home, I want to have another cocktail and look at everything and go, oh, this was amazing. But also know that you're entering into a contest for the strawberry bars, that we're using our local strawberries and we're using our oatmeal bottom with the no sugar added, and you could win that. So are there any questions before we close, or is it sayonara?
Ashley Simpson says she loves this salsa and quinoa. It was delicious.
The quinoa is surprisingly, and that's what I always think about our dishes, is that people eat it and go, what? Like, that's plant-based. That quinoa is a no-brainer. It took a second, and that would go on the menu in like a minute. So
I want to say too that if you reduce your meat consumption to 1 to 2 ounces per day, or adopt a Mediterranean diet, you could reduce your footprint, your carbon footprint, by 25% or more. If you go Mediterranean, more. We're not trying to make everybody become vegan. We're trying to really encourage you to build your meal around the plants. That's what they do in the blue zones, which
I'm obsessed
topic
with.
for another day.
yeah.
I'm obsessed with.
I hear
So basically, at Vito and Vera, we want you to add more plants. We don't want you to be one way or the highway. We don't think you have to be X, Y, Z, and that's all you do. We experiment, like the quinoa. Okay, I'm going to start eating that. That's great. That'll be an easy thing to make a lot out of. We're so non-judgmental, but if you guys will follow us on Instagram, go to our Facebook, look at our website. We do meals to go, and we will deliver that contactlessly to your house. So maybe you only add one of our meals to your plan a week. We're non-judgy. We just kind of want to spread the love and also spread the fun, because like, as you saw tonight, we really had a good time.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for joining us, and we really appreciate it.
Thank
See you later.
This is great.
Central
Thank you
Arkansas
so
Library
much.
System, too.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
We did have one quick question about the carbon footprint. How much do you reduce your carbon footprint by eating less meat?
100% like
25 to 30%.
25 to 30%. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. See you later. Thank you so
See you
much,
later.
guys.
All right, thanks,
I
everyone.
got a
Thank
question.
you.
One more question. Can I have one more question?